Looking for the best strategy games on Xbox in 2024? Whether you're into building massive empires, surviving tough conditions, or outsmarting opponents, there's something for everyone here. Stick around because we're about to dive into the must-play games that will challenge your skills and keep you hooked all year long. Starting things off, we have Age of Mythology Retold. If you're a fan of strategy games with a bit of history and mythology mixed in, this one's for you. It's a remake of the 2002 classic, now with sharper graphics and smoother gameplay. You'll command armies of mythical creatures and legendary heroes, blending human and divine forces in epic battles. While the voice acting might not be the best part, the game's updated visuals and strategic depth make it a standout pick for 2024. Next up is Frostpunk 2, where things get a lot more intense. This game isn't just about building a city, it's about making sure your city survives against impossible odds. Set 30 years after the first game, you're once again trying to keep your people alive in an endless winter. But now there's more political drama to deal with as factions fight for control. Every choice you make can change the fate of your city, whether it's managing resources or navigating tricky relationships between different groups. If you love a mix of survival and politics, Frostpunk 2 is a must-play. On a lighter note, we've got Fabledom, a charming little city-building game that feels like stepping into a fairy tale. It's simple enough to pick up, but there's plenty of depth to keep you engaged. You'll manage resources, form alliances, and even get involved in royal romances as you build your kingdom. The game's focus on relationships and diplomacy gives it a unique twist, and the watercolor visuals really bring that storybook vibe to life. While there's some combat to keep things exciting, the real magic here is in the relationships and peaceful expansion. Moving on to something more tactical, Shogun Showdown is a deck-building roguelike that's all about careful planning. Set in a pixel art version of feudal Japan, the game combines strategic positioning, stacking attack tiles, and pulling off combos to defeat enemies. It's like playing chess, but with samurai and ninjas. There's definitely a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, the gameplay is super rewarding. And since each run is different, thanks to the roguelike elements, it got tons of replayability. Now let's talk about Dig or Die. This one's for those who love survival and base building. You crash land on an alien planet, and surviving isn't just about gathering resources, it's about building a fortress that can withstand nightly monster attacks. The game's physics system adds an extra layer of strategy. Water can flood your base, and enemies will target weak spots in your defenses, so where you place turrets and walls really matters. With different game modes and evolving challenges, Dig or Die keeps things fresh and exciting. Shifting gears a bit, we have Landnama, which offers a peaceful yet challenging Viking experience. Unlike most Viking games, this one focuses on settlement and survival rather than combat. Set in 9th century Iceland, you'll be building colonies, managing resources, and preparing for the harsh winters ahead. The heart system adds a unique challenge, forcing you to balance expanding your settlement with keeping your people alive. It's a slower-paced game, but the roguelike elements like random clans and changing difficulty give it great replay value. Next, we've got Desktop Dungeons Rewind, a fast-paced tactical dungeon crawler with a twist. In this game, every move counts. You'll need to carefully manage your health and mana as you navigate dungeons filled with tough enemies. One cool feature is the healing mechanic. It lets you regain health and mana by exploring, so you have to think ahead before jumping into battles. The new rewind feature is a lifesaver, letting you go back and retry if things don't go as planned. With tons of content including daily challenges, Desktop Dungeons Rewind will keep you busy for hours. For fans of sci-fi, there's Quriocity, a city-building game where you get to create humanity's first colony on an alien planet. You'll be managing resources, dealing with natural disasters, and expanding your colony across 5 different maps, each with its own unique challenges. With over 50 campaign missions, a survival mode, and a sandbox for endless creativity, this game offers tons of strategic depth. It might take a bit of time to get the hang of things, but once you do, Quriocity becomes a rewarding experience that's worth the effort. If you're looking for something a bit different, Insurmountable blends roguelike adventure with strategic mountain climbing. Yep, you heard that right, mountain climbing. The goal is to scale dangerous peaks that are procedurally generated, and every choice you make could mean life or death. With permadeath always looming, there's no room for mistakes. The ever-changing weather and random events make each climb a fresh challenge. It's a slower paced game, but if you're into thoughtful high stakes strategy, Insurmountable is definitely worth checking out. And finally, we have Wild Bastards, a wild and chaotic roguelike strategy shooter set in a lawless galaxy. You'll lead a gang of 13 outlaws, each with their own unique abilities and weapons, through a mix of turn-based missions and fast-paced first-person shootouts. The game's space exploration, tactical strategy, and intense combat keep things interesting, and the quirky gang dynamics add a lot of personality. While the endgame could be a bit more fleshed out, Wild Bastards is a fun ride that blends sci-fi and strategy in a fresh, unique way. And that's it for our top strategy games on Xbox in 2024. Which one caught your eye? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more gaming recommendations.